Hello and welcome back. So I've got another build order for you for Age of Mythology here. So this particular Age of Mythology build order is for Poseidon this time. It's a Poseidon, Centaur and Hippias Rush. So it's something that's quite common on the ladder at the moment, but it's really strong, and it's all about utilizing the mobility of the Hippias and the Centaurs to basically just wreck the enemy economy. As you can see here, they've pretty much not got any villagers left. This was against the Titan AI, but let's dive in and have a look at the build order. Okay, so with this particular build order then we're going to send 3 of our starting villagers over to the food source and 1 of them over to wood. We're going to drop the lure on that hunt patch as well, and then the next 2 villagers that come out of the town centre are going to go over to gold. So this particular build order for Poseidon will be going up with 16 population. So it is possible to get up with 15 population, but I found that for this particular strategy, it's just smoother with an extra villager, because obviously centaurs are quite expensive. We need to be having villagers on the temple and all things like that. So yeah, it just worked better with the extra villager. I think if we were going for a straight like Hippias Rush or something else, you could probably do it with the 15 pop. But once we've got the 2 on gold, we're sending 4 new villagers, not 4, 6 new villagers over to food. So we're going to end up with 9 on food, 1 on wood, and then 2 on gold. So the wood villager, once you've got 200 wood, they'll drop a house, because you will need a house, obviously going up for 16 population, and that'll just make sure we've got enough wood to get the temple as well. So there we go, we've got 200 wood now, so we're just going to pop that house down, and as you can see we only need 20 more gold, so it'll be around just over 1.5 minutes, probably 1 minute 35 maybe ish. We should be able to, yeah, so it's about 1 minute 35. We should be able to drop temple. Now that gold villager that's building the temple, they're just going to stay on the temple, so just leave them there, and they'll start gradually gathering a bit of favor for us. So we've just got 1 more villager to come out onto the food source, and then we're going to add 3 onto wood. So when I was sort of testing this build order out, I wasn't sure, which is probably a stupid question that went through my head, but I thought about it, test it. I wasn't sure whether having the lure on the deer patch, or the zebras as we've got here, would kind of attract some of these deer or zebra, but it doesn't. So lure always ignores the immediate sort of hunt patch that you've got around your base, which is quite cool. So yeah, always use that on your deer, because it does act as a drop-off point, so there's no point building a granary, you don't need it. But once we've got the 4th villager on wood, should be able to queue up Hermes like so. We're on our way up now with Hermes. Now we've clicked up, we're going to take 2 villagers off of food, send them to wood, and then we're going to send another villager from food to gold and 1 to the temple. So that'll leave us with 5 on food, we'll have 6 on wood, 2 on the temple, and 2 on gold. That's what we're going up with. So we should hit the classical age at about 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Something along those lines. We are going to make our hero, which is Theseus. Theseus costs 50 wood and 100 food. And we're pretty much just going to use Theseus to gather relics, certainly for the starting point. You might obviously want to send him forward to help with the attack later on, because your opponent may have some myth units that you want to try and take out, but the centaurs do get a bit of a bonus towards myth units. It's only double multiplier, so 2 times multiplier, so it's not great. There are other myth units that have a higher multiplier than that against other myth units, but it's still going to be fairly useful. So now we've sent 1 villager over to the temple. We're going to send the next 4 villagers onto gold, so we'll have 6 on gold, and then we'll send another sort of 4 villagers or 5 villagers onto food after that. But as soon as you do reach the classical age, you should be able to drop a stable we did make a house as well, and also create another centaur. So once you've got those 2 centaur, just send them forward, and then just keep adding centaurs when you can. As you can see, we've nearly got enough wood and favour for another one. I'm going to just keep trying to maintain constant production of the Hippias as well. So we're going to send them forward. Now it's quite important to obviously send your centaurs forward straight away, just to get a little bit of early aggression on your opponent. Like we're doing here. So as I mentioned, the whole point of this strategy is to just try and kill off the enemy eco. Had to retreat here a little bit because the Valkyrie would kill those 2 centaurs. They've got a 3 times multiplier in terms of damage against myth units, and they've got quite a lot of HP as well. So they're pretty strong. So just backed off a bit till I've got some Hippias, and I'm actually sending Theseus forward now as well. So Theseus was just collecting a couple of relics, but we're just going to keep maintaining that production from the stable and from the temple when we can. And as you can see, we've got our 6 on gold, 5 on wood. Well, it should be 6 because the other one's been building, and we've still got our 3 on the temple. You probably will want to add another 1 or 2 onto the temple at some point when you can. And it's also going to be a good idea to get Spirited Charge, which will give you 10% speed and damage to both the Centaur and the Hippias, which is going to be pretty good. But it costs quite a bit of resources, so I think it's 25 favour and 175 food. So in terms of the favour cost, there's 2 centaurs there, so it's quite expensive. So you might want to wait till you mass up your numbers a little bit first before you get that. You'll see I've not bothered getting Atlanta. That's personal choice really. You could do, but that would mean you're probably not going to have as many Hippias. And the reason why I've not bothered is because we want the speed, we want the mobility from the Hippias and the Centaurs. So if we've got the heroes mixed in as well, they're going to sort of slow them down unless you've control grouped your Hippias and your heroes and the Centaurs all separately, which is probably what you would do. But as you can see, a little bit of a challenge this one at the moment. And we do manage to clear all this up, and the enemy economy is kind of all over the place really. Got quite a few garrisons, and at that point we're just snowballing really. We're going to keep adding more and more troops. You could probably get another stable down at some point. There we go. Just as I say that, we've got the second stable coming down, and just really ramp up the production of the Hippias. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it for this one. So if you did enjoy this build order guide, then do consider subscribing to the channel and give the video a like. Likes are free, and it just helps the video spread further. So cheers guys, I'll see you on the next one.